The Midas Mufflers team on the front row with Drew Manser and Dwayne Saunders. Identical cars apart from the fact that one of them has number 1 on the roof, and that's the reigning Tasmanian champion Dwayne Saunders. He's on the outside. His teammate Manser gets a better start as they head down the back straight side by side. And you'll see very soon there's no team orders between these two guys as Saunders sets sail around the outside of his teammate Manser. Almost gave him a touch that time across the start-finish line. Gee, that would have been an interesting discussion point when they got back in the pit. Saunders out of shape on turn 2. Manser straightens him up. Manser takes the lead. Marcus Cleary behind them in the 47 car as once again now as Saunders moves to the outside. Saunders now in the 1 car, right beside his teammate in 81, down on the inside. 2 wide going out of turn 2, and I'll tell you what, there's enough room for a car to fit in the middle of those two guys if they're quick enough, but Marcus Cleary makes a mistake, drifts out against the fence and allows his nephew, Ash Cleary, to come through and take that 3rd spot off him. I bet that wasn't in the script either.
Well, I don't think there is a script with Tassie 6 Racing. They just go out there and do what they do. And at the moment, they're doing it pretty well as they head down into turn 3. Currently working lap 4, so plenty of time left in this one. Still showing 16 laps to go. And Saunders, the current state champion, leading the way as we now see Ash Cleary down low on the track, taking over 2nd place from Drew Manser, so that's a good move from Ash Cleary. We haven't seen him all season. He's driving the Cameron Briggs car. Cameron obviously has driven it all season. He's handed the keys to Ash Cleary for this show. Ash is doing a fantastic job in it, I've got to say. He's driving the car really well. Just watching Saunders, he's right out by the wall up through turns 1 and 2. And similar down in 3 and 4. Just goes to show you how wide this track is at the moment. You can race anywhere because Cleary's running closer, much closer down to the pole line. Across the line, 6 laps completed. Saunders does the fastest lap of the race as he goes out to the wall, makes a mistake. Cleary goes through into the lead. Saunders fights back. Down into turn 3 they go, side by side. Cleary down the low side. High on the track was our race leader, Dwayne Saunders. He's trying to retake that lead after making a mistake right where he is now on the previous lap. They're still side by side, and now Saunders finally gets back in front, down into turn 3. He's still right up by the wall. Cleary down on the low line as they come out of turn 4 to complete lap 8. Saunders does the fastest lap of the race, a 17.5 flat. Cleary right with him. Then we go back to Manser, who's 3rd. Marcus Cleary behind them in 4th. Then we go back to Paul Howard, who rounds out your top 5 in the 88 car. Doing a pretty good job too, I've got to say. 9 laps completed. Still nothing between our top 2 as they head up into turns 1 and 2. Still Saunders running the top and Ash Cleary running the bottom. Gap back to our 3rd place car, which is Drew Manser. Can't quite get on level terms with our lead 2. He's coming under pressure now from Marcus Cleary in the green and white 47 car. But those two can't get anywhere near our leaders as Ash Cleary goes really low, makes a bit of a blue, gets too much onto the infield there, coughs up a bit of ground, gives Saunders a little bit of breathing space, and Saunders does another fastest lap of the race, a 17.431.
Won't be good enough though. They're running out of time now. There are only 4 laps to go. Imagine the discussion. 9. Okay, 9 laps to go. It is a 20-lap final. But imagine the discussion in the pits of Ash Cleary was fortunate enough to get this race. He hasn't raced one of these cars before, doing a fantastic job on debut, and that tells me, I reckon, without a doubt, he's Leon's son. His father was a hard-charging Mark. He's not his son, okay. Well, he's definitely the nephew of Marcus Cleary, who's the brother of Leon, but it certainly is a Speedway family here in Tasmania. Ash Cleary now, the gap is only 0.69 of a second last time across the start-finish line. He's could learn a lot from following the reigning state champion around the track. Won the gap 0.7, so he took another 1/10 of a second out of our leader that time, and this is going to be an interesting run to the flag. 13 laps completed, about to come round and complete lap 14. Now I thought it was a 15-lap final, but apparently it's a 20 because we've got 7 laps to go on the timing monitor. Challenge on for 3rd place now. Marcus Cleary having a big look on the inside of Drew Manser in the 81 car. Cleary in 47, Manser in 81. Cleary makes a little mistake out of turn 2, but then gets a good run, in fact, down the back straight. Going to try and stick the nose up on the inside this time from Manser. Will he get the job done? On they come to the front straight, and yes, he has. Cleary bow up into 3rd place. Manser fighting back on the inside. Meanwhile, at the other end of the track, the battle is still going on. The gap between 1st and 2nd has been pretty constant, around 0.6, 0.7 of a second. Dwayne Saunders has got to keep his mind on the job, otherwise he'll find Ash Cleary taking the lead under yellow. And there's been a coming together down in turn 3. I think Drew Manson's one of them.
And it's the 88 car of Paul Howard, which is facing towards the pit wall.
Not sure how on time, and a lot of people very a popular win, I'd say, in the title a few months ago.
It most certainly was. We are green for the restart, and Sonners will lead the field up into turn 1. As I said, 5 to go in this one. He's still running right up by the fence. He seems very happy up there. What it does do, though, it gives Marcus Cleary a chance. He's right behind Ash Cleary now as they come down through turns 3 and 4 onto the front straight. Sonners leads the way. Behind him is Ash Cleary. Behind him is Marcus Cleary. Then Linton Dickerson in the 77 car having his guest appearance. Oh, Marcus Cleary goes round on the exit of turn 2. We've got one round in turn 2. Yellows are on. It's all happening here.
It was Jared Frankham in turn 2, but Marcus Cleary trod on the soap, did it all. So here they come looking for the restart again.
We are green, and Sonners will lead the field. Oh, good restart from Ash Cleary. He was right on the money, side by side with our race leader on the exit of turn 2 and down the back straight. It is a drag race down into 3. They're still side by side. Ash Cleary, folks, this is his first one and only meeting for the year, and he is challenging the current Tasmanian champion for the win in this one. He is doing an absolutely ripper job here. Still side by side as they have been since the restart. In fact, Cleary gets his nose in front. Sonners fights back on the outside. Coming around now to complete lap 18. There'll be 2 to go across the line now. Sonners gets control again. Cleary back to second. Then we go back to Linton Dickerson. Drew Manser is now 4th. Marcus Cleary 5th. Tiffany Frankham, Jared Frankham rounds out those cars still running. But this battle is absolutely raging at the front. White flag coming out this time. And it's going to be Dwayne Sonners leading the way. He's actually put a bit of a gap there now. It's 0.7 of a second back to Ash Cleary. He certainly can't relax at all as they head down the back straight for the last time. Sonners has withstood a fair bit of pressure in this one, and he's going to come out of turn 4 and take out the Tassie Sixers Easter Cup tonight. Great drive there from Dwayne Sonners. Second will go to Ash Cleary. A very, very impressive performance from him. Drew Manser gets home for 3rd to round out the podium. Outside that, it was Marcus Cleary who did a good job to get back to there in the few short laps after the restart. Linton Dickerson, Tiffany Frankham and Jared Frankham rounded out the finishes.